Hello and welcome to episode 40 of Downunder The Ring podcast. I am the Warship and it's good to be back. Today we've got lots to talk about, lots and lots, and surprisingly, a bunch of AEW to talk about, which is weird for us. Really, really quite strange. But that's okay. Phid, how are you going?
Well, firstly, I'm going to need you to pay me $5 per month before you talk to me.
Oh, why's that?
Because I've now featured on Fightful Select.
Yeah. Actually, though, it does say Down Under the Ring. It doesn't say just Phid McAwesome.
This is true. This is true.
Maybe that's everyone else that has to pay $5.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this, $5 pay up.
Phid Ross Sapp of Fightful Select.
No. Look, it's been a awesome / crazy / weird last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, without going into any details behind the scenes too heavily, both myself and Shippy have had some weird shit going on in our personal lives in the last 2 weeks. But also we've had some really awesome shit happening in the last 2 weeks as well. So It's been a real mixed bag, bro. Like, this last 2 weeks has been wild.
Yeah, it's honestly been just whirlwind in the worst way, whirlwind in some of the best way, but in all, a whirlwind.
Yeah,
so it's good to be
crazy.
back here.
Absolutely. But I've got a question for you. Normally you start off the show asking me how I've been. I know the listeners would love to know. Where has Shippy been and how is Shippy right now?
I'm all right. So as you know, and as the listeners know as well, I've been doing a transformation challenge with the Man Shake, and it's been going awesome. Like, I can even see just in this current thing here, the difference between the last time and this time as far as how we look goes. But about 4 weeks ago, I was doing deadlifts, and all of a sudden my back went, no thank you, and exploded, and put me in a hospital. And it was a rough time because I got into the mindset of like, oh, this is just when I was hurt, when I broke my neck, and shit, I'm going to be hurt again. And there goes wrestling, and there goes walking properly, and everything else. Thankfully, over a couple of weeks, we're all sorted. So we're good there now.
Yeah. I mean, look, it was actually pretty scary at the time. Me and you were talking daily when you were going through this, and I was genuinely worried for you. So I'm super stoked that you're on the mend from that. But you couldn't do the show for a couple of weeks, not because of the back pain per se, but because of the really, really good painkillers they had you on.
There were some awesome drugs, some really, really cool drugs. So that happened. It knocked me around for a bit. Had some personal stuff going on as well at the same time. And yeah, it's just been a bit of a road to get back here. But I'm doing well. I'm feeling healthy. We're back in the gym. I was in there last night with my training partner, and I was pushing pretty good weight again, even though Phid said be careful and don't go crazy. I wasn't careful and I went crazy. But we're feeling pretty good
today, which is good.
I am. Despite having to do 200 squats for another video, which should be coming out today, hopefully. So, that's okay. I can say that because it's in the future. And by the time this comes out, that video will already be out. So, hey, if you've seen that video, make sure you post a video doing 200 squats too.
Yeah. But on some more positive stuff, I wanted to sort of tell a bit of a story because it was weird. I was working, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
At my desk doing some work, and I get this email pop up, and it's from AEW PR. And I'm like, this is interesting. Like, not surprised. We've gotten PR emails before from WWE and whatnot, but this one was interesting because it was literally, hey, can you get to Brisbane in the next 24 hours? And I was like, shit. I don't think I can. Quick message to a few people, and I decided, fuck it, I'm buying tickets. I bought flights. So we got the opportunity, and really weirdly, there was only a handful of other people. Like the dudes from Wrestle Radio Australia were there. There was Channel 7 were there, and a radio station was there. So us and Wrestle Radio Australia were the only wrestling media that were invited.
Big shout out to Wrestle Radio as well. Legends.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we were the only wrestling media that were there, and it was to have one-on-one chats to Timeless Tony Storm and ex-Big Show Paul White. And look, I've talked about it on this show numerous times. I was a WCW kid, right?
Yeah.
I've got the fucking belt over here, right? So getting to meet Paul White for me was such a highlight as well. Dude's a legend, man. He
Big boy.
was so good. I will say this as well, like he was so generous with his time. I think we were supposed to have about 10 minutes with each of them. And we got up to 20 minutes with Paul, and even then we started getting the wrap up from PR, say, wind it up. And I said to Paul, okay, we're getting wound up. And he's like, no, we finish over on my own time. We'll finish when I'm ready.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
So generous. He was so good. That video is coming up this week. It's already on the podcast feed. If you're listening to the audio, you go back, have a look. It's already on the audio feed. There's some shorts on TikTok and
YouTube,
on our Instagram Reels and on YouTube. But huge shout out to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, because he has hosted both the Timeless Tony Storm interview, which went out last week. Go have a look at that. And this week, by the time this comes out, it may actually already be out, is the Paul White interview will be on Fightful's YouTube as well. And so massive shout out to Sean. He did not have to host it. We reached out to him and said, hey, we'd love to work with you on this. Do you want to have it on the Fightful channel? And he was like, abso-fucking-lutely.
Which is awesome for us, honestly.
Oh, massive for us, right? And that's the thing is, for us, it's being exposed to his audience is just amazing for us. So huge shout out to Sean for that. And hopefully we get to work with Sean and the guys at Fightful a bit more moving forward, because this has just been such a seamless and trouble-free collaboration. And I know we've had a chat, and we'd love to have Downunder The Ring more closely aligned with Fightful if it ends up working that way.
No. You're doing it wrong. We're going to do it like YouTubers. And hey, if you're part of Fightful's community of friends, why don't you leave a comment in the description below and let us know that you've come from Fightful Select.
Either that or jump on Twitter and tweet at Sean Ross Sapp.
Yes. Yeah. Don't forget to click the bell icon as well.
Yeah. But and look, AEW have let us know they want us to be involved in some more stuff in the build up to Grand Slam Australia, which we really wanted to be involved. It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that literally a month ago we hit a year of this show.
Yes. Yeah.
And in that year, in under a year, we've worked with WWE, we've worked with AEW now, we've worked with New Japan. Talent. It's crazy.
Everything from the Australian indies, we really have had a good go of it all. And we haven't taken the road most walked either. We haven't gone, hey, let's get interviews with your Eric Bischoffs or, like the people that graciously give those interviews. We haven't done that. We've instead said, hey, let's build our own way. We'll talk because we're giving our opinions. None of this is fact. I'm giving you the opinion from the perspective of a person who did wrestling for many years, and you're giving the perspective of a fan who watched it for many years. Like, we're not saying, hey, we've got Matt Cardona on this week, and we've got Jay Lethal on next week, and the week after that, we've got the Big Show back again. We're not doing that. What we're really doing is trying to build this, because this, to me, is worth more than all of that, because we're not here for clickbait, I suppose. It's not like we're not here just to get the views because some famous wrestler wants to be part of it. So, although if famous wrestlers want to be part of it, you just want to let us know. I'm sure we have you on. We'll squeeze you in somewhere.
Yeah, no, but you did right. We haven't taken that. And the other side of it was what a lot of the other podcasts and stuff like that are doing, the scoops side of things, and we decided pretty early on that we're not a scoops show. I
tell you what, we've had fucking scoops, bro. Like, we've had scoops. We've had scoops, but we're not here for scoops. We're not here for scoops. We've had some banger scoops. Like, we really have. In fact, stuff that we knew about that we should have said stuff about, but we didn't, because that's not what we're here for.
I will say that I think probably the biggest scoop that we ever got was we knew about who the new members of the Bloodline were in January.
Yes.
No, probably November.
Yeah, it's probably earlier, actually, now you say that, yeah.
Yeah, we knew that they were leaving. We knew they were going to WWE. We knew of another couple of names that were potentially also joining. Yeah, and We decided that's not our thing. There's a whole bunch of other places you can go to if you want scoops.
Yeah. If you want dirt sheets, you go to the dirt sheets, because that's kind of the difference here, is that we're not dirt sheet radio. We're not, like, I would like to think of us.
We're like delayed reactions.
Yeah, which is kind of what's happening right now. I don't know what's going on, but our feed is garbage on this podcast. So we apologize in advance if the video isn't up to our usual standard. I have no idea what's going on. I'm working on a different setup this week. It should be okay, but hey, what kind of piece of content would it be if I wasn't having problems with it at some point? So it's probably my fault, and it'll be okay.
Look, while we're on the conversation about AEW, because it's been months since we've talked.
We're going to talk about AEW? Like, seriously?
Well, look,
oh my God.
I'm going to say this, though. Like, to be 100% honest, we have, both you and I have been off AEW for a few months now, just basically since April.
Yeah.
But I will say this, I feel like the vibe has changed after All In.
The only thing that I have issues with are the things we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
Because I think they were way too far, personally. But
I will say this. I said this on the last show with Betson. I felt like All In was the presentation of All In. While it was a smaller crowd, it felt like a bigger show. But I also feel like there was a lot more thought that had gone into stories, a lot more. The matches felt like they were leading to something. They felt like they had built up from somewhere. Everything about All In felt like it was a bigger show and AEW was heading somewhere. The biggest shock to me, though, is you get that which was super positive. It was really good vibes for All In. 2 weeks later, we get All Out. And my God, it was like the light and dark of those two shows, because All Out was... We saw 2 murders committed. We saw...
actual murders.
Yeah. But I will say, I think All Out was an amazing pay-per-view, and the build to it is what I really wanted to touch on, because I feel like it's just the build to Swerve and Hangman especially was
mate, they put some money into it. They put some money into it for sure, buying that house, making the set look exactly like the house, burning it down. Look, it really was. It did give me the Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton vibes with the house burning down and like sitting on a chair in front of it and everything like that. And we know that Swerve has a bit of a thing for tributes to Bray as well. So it made a lot of sense in that sense. And big congratulations as well. Like Prince Nana got number 1, right, on the managers.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, for PWI. I think Swerve was number 2 overall for wrestlers.
I didn't realize that they did a PWI list.
No.
For management. So
either did I.
That. Nana has done some amazing work in the last year, so
absolutely. Deserved. Yeah. No, but the whole thing was really well put together. It solidified Hangman, because Hangman had become, in my estimation, a lot less of a threat, really, to everything.
Well, the thing is, like, we're talking right now about like the immediate build to All Out, but the Swerve Hangman story started months ago, and I've been sort of keeping up with it, but sort of going back recently and watching that build. They've done an amazing job of like building that and watching Hangman's psyche slowly get out of control. And I am excited to see where they take Hangman from here, which is funny because I couldn't have given a shit about Hangman 2 years ago.
No. But right now you do.
Yeah, I absolutely do. And my hope is that they keep the unhinged Hangman for a while. Like, don't have him have some sort of redemption arc straight away. I want him to be unhinged and stay on this arc for a wee while. My understanding is Swerve's gone for a wee while, which is shocking after just losing the title.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's like they got, when they lost Pillman, they've made their own new one. They've given him the loose cannon gimmick that they probably would have given to Pillman or Lexus Eventually, which isn't a terrible thing. Like, because it's definitely, I really liked after the match the subtlety of coming down to try to help because he's realized what he's done, and then stopping, and then going to leave, but then stopping again, and then leaving through the heel side as if he realized what had happened,
I know what I've done
realized
now.
what he's done and realized where he belongs.
Absolutely. And it was brilliant. And if they can get more of this across the board with AEW, with more of the storytelling, I'm excited. It could potentially be the renewal of AEW. But as you were sort of touching on, is it too far? Do they have they let it go too long before they've found their wheels again?
Well, it's like, for me, there's two things. Like, so there is it's been a long time coming scenario, which we've been speaking about for a while, because we're like, hey, AEW, we want to like you. We want this to be the thing that we want to be able to watch. We want competition because competition is good for all of us. But on the same token, we're like, but it's just not getting there. And now that it's there, it's like, that's awesome. But also, I don't really want to see live murders happen. And like, it's a bit of a thing. I love the idea of this leading to Claudio winning the title. I love that as an idea, because I think that's sort of where we'll end up. And if that's how it goes, awesome. Please don't just put Mox back in that position. Make Claudio the person. Plus, at the same time, we're really changing gears. We're moving away from... Well, you had to move away from the Blackpool Combat Club eventually, because Regal's not there anymore. So you really had to start to define away from that, I think.
I believe we're calling him His Lordship now.
His Lordship, yes.
Brilliant way of saying his name without saying his name, by the way. I loved it.
Exactly, yeah. No, but you had to distance yourself from him, because really, at the end of the day, you're still referencing WWE.
Well, do you know what I thought was actually pretty cool was he referenced it on Twitter after the breakup.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, I knew this was going to happen. I told you. Like, and it was in kayfabe. Like, he stayed in kayfabe with it. So I was just like, that's pretty cool that you're working for the other company and you're like, okay, this is my last little bit I'm going to add into this story.
I'm not going to put any more eyes on it. I'm just going to say my piece, because we built that and that's where it's at. So, like, at the end of the day, you've got a lot of good things building. The girls had an awesome match as well. I don't like this instant comparison between the AEW women's division and the WWE women's division. Also, Mercedes Moné, bro.
Yep.
Please. Please. Like, I would love to have something that I could say in defense
of Mercedes. Here's the thing. I genuinely think with Mercedes, and I was a huge
Sasha Banks fan.
I feel like she just struggles outside of that WWE machine.
Yeah. Because having to do her own things, like, someone needs to have sat down with her months ago, a year ago, and said, listen, Sasha Banks, this move is fucking shit. Please stop doing it. You never hit it right. It always looks like garbage. Stop using it as a finisher. It's dog shit. It's fucking dog shit. Stop doing it. Why are you still doing it? And my problem with that is why are you still doing it? Because I've never, ever seen it done right, even in the training videos that she put out.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, it's even everything right down to, I hate to be talking too much shit, but the promo delivery I can't stand.
Yeah. Well, that's where the machine comes in.
Yeah,
honestly, that's where the machine comes in.
It's the entire package where I'm just like, it's not working.
No. Fix the finisher. I think that you will find 60% of the problem that you have with her will disappear if you give her something better for that. Because that right now, it's making her tail end of her matches look like dog shit.
Yeah,
dog shit. Even in reversals.
But then, like you said, Chris Statlander and Willow had... Honestly, like, I would love you to bring up another match if you can think of one. Probably the best street fight I've ever seen in a women's division match on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm talking mainstream TV. I'm not talking about indie stuff.
I can't give you one off the top of my head that I feel like ticks all the boxes that you've just asked for.
Yeah.
So, and that's a good thing. I don't like the comparison between that and WWE, because AEW fanboys and all of that tend to go on the lines of enjoy your Disney wrestling. And then check this out. Ha ha ha, look, It's the White Six, and they're hitting each other with garbage cans. And look, here's an actual murder. You know, like there's wrestling should just be wrestling. Subjectively, I think that.
Here's my take on that is we have two products and they are starting to feel distinctively different again.
Which is good.
Which is awesome, because that's why a lot of us got onto AEW in the first place, is because we were all sick of WWE at the time and AEW felt distinctly different. AEW sort of started to lean too closely into that sports entertainment realm, I would say 2023.
Yeah.
And then WWE all of a sudden got good.
Yes.
Right? So that is where a lot of people fell off. And I think now that we're starting to feel distinctly different again, this is a positive, man. This is so good.
Yeah.
If you don't like one product, piss off and go watch the other one.
Yeah. This is an up for me. Like, honestly, if we're talking about ups and downs, here's why. I think that this is really an up for the industry as a whole, because it means that you have distinct lines. If you're on the indies and you're looking to get in with either company, you know you've got two different sort of styles that you can mold yourself towards. You can follow those paths. If you're a fan, it's the same deal. If you like to watch wrestling that is cinematic and storyline driven and character driven with crazy, like interesting things that happen on a week-to-week basis, you watch one product. If you want a product that has some elements of that are a little bit more toned down, but then some of the best wrestling you'll ever see, then you watch the other product. And there is a definable difference there between the two, which I don't have to tell you which product's which for you to know who is where. So that's a good thing. All of that's a good thing.
Well, while we're talking about the storyline side of things, I still want AEW to make storylines make sense. Right?
Yes, because right now they still don't.
Exactly. And last week's Dynamite is a prime example of this, where we're in the build-up to Grand Slam in New York or Jersey or wherever it is. And they start off Dynamite saying that Bryan Danielson cannot compete, cannot defend the title. Yeah. Then later on in the show, all of a sudden we are getting the match, which I do not want to take away from this match that we are getting. I want this match.
Yes. Yes, please.
All of a sudden, Bryan Danielson can be challenged to fight at Grand Slam. Like, what
the biggest
has
match of
in the last
his career?
What has happened in the half hour between those two announcements?
Yeah.
Like, that is just small things.
It is a continuity issue.
Yeah.
And there is a few of those, like God bless him. I love him. But did you see that Eddie Kingston promo a few weeks back where he was sitting at home?
Oh, fucking love Eddie Kingston.
That was a fucking rubbish promo. He looked like he was like on the couch and he was in his tracky dacks and he had like his beard was all grayed up and he was just kind of talking like a dude. He could have been literally anyone in the world. But if you're telling me that this is a strong, psycho, hard-hitting motherfucker, I need that too. In that, you know, and I don't get that from him when I'm seeing him look on the couch like a 55-year-old man. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, look, you could have had him psychoing out because he could not be there.
Yeah. So there is just continuity issues with it, and you know, I get it. You know, it's still teething. We're talking about a company that's been around for 5 years versus a company that's been around since the beginning of time. So I get it. I really, really do. AEW is kicking some goals right now in a way that we haven't seen for a long while. There's no discredit to them whatsoever. Getting Ricochet was good, although obvious. You know, Ospreay continues to be good, bruv.
It's very hard, though, to have a surprise at the moment. Like, I think, when was the last time you were genuinely surprised by a return?
Yeah, it's been a while. While.
Like, we're in the era now of the strategic leak, right? So even Punk, the worst kept secret in wrestling. We knew it was coming. Yeah. We weren't outright told, but there was enough.
Yeah, there was enough.
Yeah,
I think in a couple of weeks when Zilla shows up, that'll be a nice little surprise.
If it does, do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw on Twitter after the beatdown and the contract signing that Zilla posted like a time thing, an hourglass thing. And maybe that's just being a bit of a tease, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Zilla as well, because then we're pretty much where we are. Like, as far as you can't get much more from there as far as surprises go. I don't know. When it comes to the Bloodline stuff at the moment, I've been saying it for weeks. I think the internet's been saying it for weeks. The most investment that the company currently has is in a necklace and a bracelet, and not the World Heavyweight Championship, not the WWE Championship. Like, there is more investment in the Ulafala, and there's more investment in the now broken bracelet of CM Punk than there has been in Cody's run for a while. And even Gunter's starting to make like his run more manageable and mean more, I think, than Cody's does right now. Cody is becoming the wrestler with the woe pop, and that's it. We're really, even though he's having great matches, don't get me wrong, having great matches, having a lot of fun out there, but he's missing it. Something, because Roman showing back up was showing the difference, the landscape between them as far as their credibility at that top level. Roman coming back felt like Stone Cold coming back in a lot of ways. Like there was like this massive difference between the two. And him, even when he was gone and we were getting "We Want Roman" chants constantly, it's just, I don't know, man. When it comes to Cody's run, he needs something right now, not later, now.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? As we've been saying this as well for months, is moving forward, we do not need the title in the picture when it comes to the bloodline stuff. And I'll just say this about Roman. Roman did a great job of solidifying that this is family business. We don't need a contract. We don't need blah, 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 blah. This is family business. Awesome. You've solidified, you've put it on the table, you've set the table that this is a story that does not need a belt, does not need management, blah, 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 blah. It's separate. This is family business. Awesome. So the issue isn't not having Roman in the title picture. The issue is solely how can we make Cody and his run more legitimate.
Just important, because right now it's not important.
But who else at the moment, especially now you've got Roman back, who else on the SmackDown roster feels as big as Cody should? Like, who feels bigger? Like, even you've even had Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And Randy, as much as I love Randy, he doesn't feel as big.
No.
Right?
No.
Because he's the old timer now. So who else do you have? Who have
Randy
you got going
needed
for
to
that
turn
title?
on Cody. That's what needed to happen. Randy needed to turn on Cody. They needed to be feuding for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
That would have fixed a lot of this, because it would have added legitimacy back to Randy. And we thought that was going to happen. It might still happen after this thing that's going on here. But Randy needs to either turn heel or Cody needs to turn heel.
I think we're definitely getting the Kevin Owens heel turn at some stage soon, right?
Yeah. He's been too nice for too long.
Yeah. But if we're going to have that, are we going to have Team RKO
as heels
together, or are we going to split those guys up?
I mean, they're not really what I would call like a proper stable in the sense of the word.
I suppose it is more of like a
it's
alignment.
more like, these ones on the way to the ring, but yeah, brother, we'll see you later. But not like, hey, if I'm getting fucking smashed, come and save me every time. It's like, if you're around, sick.
Yeah. Hey, I think Ricky would have been more loyal.
Good old Ricky. Sweet, precious Ricky. How we barely knew you.
Justice for Ricky. Hashtag justice for Ricky.
We need some justice for Ricky. Also, let's talk about justice. Let's talk about how good this transition was. Justice. Justice for Raw. Justice for Raw, because we've lost an hour. How do you feel about that?
Mate, I could not be happier. Look, this is how I feel about it, right? SmackDown is manageable watching over the weekend. It can be a slog at times. But in saying that, we've had 3-hour Raw for so long now. It's been almost 10 years at least.
Yeah.
Possibly over. We've had 3-hour Raw for so long now that we're accustomed to having that much storytelling being dragged over 3 hours.
Yeah.
There's sort of two situations I see here. One is we're going to get more condensed storytelling and doing a better job of it not feeling as fillery.
Yeah.
Or are we going to have people drop by the wayside?
Yeah.
Because there's not enough TV time again.
Well, they cut out Raw at the end. They were like, we've run out of time, folks. You know.
Yeah.
So whether that was by design or not.
Well, it was a 3 hour today, right? So it doesn't
Yeah.
go to 2 hour until next month. And
Yeah, but if it's a 3 hour and they're running out of fucking time, like that says something.
exactly. There is a rumor going around that Netflix is going to be a lot more flexible once they hit Netflix in January, where it might be a 2 hour and 45-minute episode, or it might be a 3 hour and 20-minute episode, or it might be a 2 hour, 20-minute episode, which that excites me because it's going to be more unpredictable. You're not going to be watching the bottom of the screen for the little
executive producer line.
Yeah. The little copyright line to go, okay, show's about to end.
The Paul Levesque, executive producer. You think that he just wants an Emmy? Is that what it is?
Well, the thing is, right, and I think all of us who watch on a weekly basis, the amount of times you'll see a match end and you'll hear the pinfall and you'll do the old quick one of these, looking at your watch and going, there's still 15 minutes left of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that there's some fuckery happening in the show or whatever.
Yeah.
Taking that away brings a wee bit more unpredictability to the show, and that excites me.
Hey, also, wait, I just thought of something. Maybe this is it. I figured it out. We're going to have another Shippy's classic wrestling predictions.
Okay.
Stephen Amell will be back. Because Heels is on Netflix coming up.
There is rumor that they're going to. Well, they're pretty confident they may get season 3 back.
Oh, that's it. We're going to get the Green Arrow back again versus Stardust.
But it could be a season 3 of Heels, which I don't know. If you haven't watched Heels, go watch Heels. It's great.
Yeah, go watch Heels right now. Go watch Heels.
Yeah.
I mean, pause this. Still keep it open. Go watch Heels. All of Heels, and then come back.
Amazing show. Even my wife, who's not a wrestling fan, loved Heels because it was just great storytelling. And she literally was talking about this last night. She goes, I hope they bring that back. That was quite a good show. It had some dark moments. Yeah.
And I fucking love Oliver Queen as well. So, like Stephen Amell, I love Green Arrow. I thought the Arrow series was awesome. And I honestly, up until we had Logan Paul, Stephen Amell was the best as far as celebrities were concerned.
Because he's a wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Right, he is a legitimate wrestling fan. So when he said he was coming in and we all saw him in the ring, we were like, okay, sweet, he's one of us.
He actually understands. Yeah.
And he'd been seen at ringside numerous times before he ever jumped the guardrail.
Yeah. And look, he knew what he was doing too. And then he had that match in AEW with Christopher Daniels as well. And I forgot all about that.
That was, I don't think it was AEW, was it?
It was the Ring of Honor thing, like the all in, or the proper first one. But it was AEW in all but name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, while we're talking Netflix, there's a great show that comes out. It may even be out already. I think it is. There's a show coming out, Japanese pro wrestling documentary series. Or not a documentary series, it's a drama series, but it's about the first real heel in Japanese female pro wrestling.
Yeah,
it's called Queen of Villains. And
nice.
It looks like it's going to be a great show. So if you're somebody that can watch shows with subtitles, watch the trailer. It looks awesome.
Hey,
there is so much wrestling coming to Netflix.
Anime has prepared me. It has prepared me for all the subtitles. So I'm in for that. Speaking of subtitles, though, hey, that was not bad. Come on. Now. That was not bad. We're going to need subtitles. For this CM Punk Drew McIntyre match. Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood that was announced today, well, officially accepted today, I think, by Punk. But this promo was awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to ask you now preemptively, because I wasn't here last week, who's got this one? Who wins?
Well, currently Drew's got the one win, right?
Yeah.
No, Punk.
No, Punk's got the turnbuckles as well.
Yeah. So is this a rubber match?
Yes, this is the rubber match.
No, it wouldn't be. That was Punk's first match back.
Yeah, but they're not doing another one. Like, I don't think they're having a third match.
Yeah.
This is Hell in a Cell. This is the big one.
Yeah, and it's supposed
This is escalation.
to be a feud ender. I will say this. Punk's promo today made it feel like this was going to be the end of it, right?
Yeah. So if that's the case, who wins?
Drew.
You reckon?
Yep.
I made you question that, though.
I am questioning it.
There's Drew. Who needs it, though?
WWE booking logic says Drew.
Yeah.
But WWE booking logic is out the window now. I mean, for fuck's sake, Io Sky beat Bianca Belair on Raw today. Like, everything we know about WWE is out the window right now.
Who benefits most, though? Does Punk benefit from... Because the only thing this is what I think will happen, possibly, is Drew will win, and Punk and Drew will finally have that stare-off where the respect won, and there'll be a big moment in the middle of the ring, and then we'll hear burn it down, and Seth will walk out. Just like Punk did at the Survivor Series and ruin his moment and make it all about him. And then we'll start to lead towards those two.
And so that'll be versus...
It'll be Punk versus Seth. So I think Drew will get Drew will have the celebration, do the moment. There'll be like all the big ups and stuff like that. And just as they're really about to like show it all off and reconcile, Seth will come out, make it all about himself, being a loud fuckhead like he is. Or he'll just come out and attack him and cost him the match, and there'll be that too. But I would really not be surprised to see Punk in to see Seth in like a white singlet and walking out exactly the same way, just being a dick.
I would love it if they set it up the same as well.
Yeah,
having
little cages on the sides.
No, having Cole in commentary being like, well, it was an epic night tonight. We'll see you next week on Monday Night Raw. And then... yeah. Like, set it up exactly. I like the booking. I do like the Drew booking.
Yeah. Because that's the end game. Drew can go on to bigger and better things because he should.
Drew needs to go on to Gunther.
He does. He needs to go on to Gunther, and he probably needs to beat him as well.
Absolutely. He needs it, but I think that's a Mania match.
Will Drew be the world? Okay, I was going to ask you,
No. Here's what I think. I don't know if you go straight to Gunther, but I think you start building that rivalry, have Gunther hold on to the title until Mania, and what we have with Drew is you don't need to make him full face, I don't think, because I like this justified asshole Drew. But you have him more sympathetic, right? People sympathizing with him a lot more. And this is your last shot, Triple H, at giving Drew his moment.
Yeah.
And that's what we do at Mania next year is Drew versus Gunther. Drew goes over, gets to celebrate. You can have CM Punk come out and do the whole, and have him come out and then raise his hand.
Yeah. 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 Because he says, I promise you'll never be champion while I'm still here,
Yeah.
So he waits till after it to actually do it. And then it's like, I promise you would never be champion, but now, now I'm going to take it from you because there's no one I'd rather take it from than you.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's now got the respect based on your booking.
Based on their interaction. Yeah, exactly right. Look, I'm in for it. Again, this is the fucking problem because, again, the issue I have is that even these things feel more energetic
than Cody.
We never spoke about Cody about anything.
No.
Punk and Drew is more energetic, as full of life. Solo Sikoa getting another title shot in a steel cage on
That was a great match, by the way.
Down.
I will say that was a great match.
Yeah, I know, it was awesome. SmackDown. Thank you very much. We have the show to talk about. That's the name of the show now.
No. It's 5 Mac Own.
Oh, 5.
5 Mac Own.
It's a C at the top, right? It's a C at the top and a D at the bottom. So is it really like Smackdown?
Smackdown.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. The new branding fucking sucks. Bruh, it sucks. It sucks dicks. I know what you were trying to do. I love the idea of it. You need to put some fucking outlines around that bitch because right now it looks shithouse.
Also, bring back the exclamation mark.
Yes, please, please. You've already got fucking Austin Theory wearing the bitch. Just
Bring back
put it on.
Lancelot. I genuinely had to Google. I was like, when did they get rid of the exclamation mark? It's been a while.
Did you see
SmackDown Live? They got rid of it.
the fan edit that came out with the fist?
I hate it.
No, with the one that they made the extra and put the fist on top of it. You don't like it?
Don't like it. It looks too much like an esports logo.
I like it more than what we have now.
Yeah, convoluted logo. It's,
Yeah. You know, all it needs is a couple of wolves. We've got 2 wolves inside of us, you know, one's Raw and one's SmackDown. It's the stupidest thing I've ever said on the internet.
I love it. That's saying a lot. I've been following you on the internet for a long time.
And I've said a lot of stupid fucking shit. But at the end of the day, the reality is that I'm way more invested in Raw in general as a product. Sami Zayn, Gunther, that story's fucking sick. Braun Breaker, Jey Uso, that story's fucking sick. The New Day breaking up, that story's fucking sick. You've got a lot of big points here.
Can we touch on the New Day super quickly?
Yes, do it.
What they did today with those guys was so good because both of them are justified in their motives.
Yeah.
Both of them are justified in their motives. Both of them make sense in their own head what they've done.
Yeah. So now, is there just no Odyssey Jones at all? Is that?
Dude, did you not hear?
I know that he's gone, right? But he's gone?
He's gone.
Gone. So that 1 week thing is just a fucking fever dream.
It didn't happen.
So now we need Big E. Again, we're back to needing Big E.
They've almost gone back to what they were sort of teasing, and I hope that they're teasing what I think they're teasing.
Carrying cross thing? Like
I know,
when he was trying to...
I hope they're teasing what I think they're teasing. It feels like they're saying they're losing the power of positivity.
Yeah.
And who's the one person who can bring back the power of positivity to the New Day? Right?
Big old chicken titties Big E himself. I fucking love that motherfucker.
I would fucking love if he could come back, but it's only been like 2.5 years. We don't know.
Look, man, like, we know that he doesn't know if he's healthy or not, but you can't tell me he couldn't go on the road as a manager for the first little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, he couldn't, he's like, give me the trumpet, bitch. I'm going to do the trumpet because y'all are too sad to play the trumpet. Like, it wouldn't be difficult, right? Like I can feel that for sure. Either that or Woods finally gets his heel turn. And those are the 2 things.
I don't want them to turn on each other.
They said they never would.
Yeah, and this is because I feel like what they're doing right now is very human, normal thing that people in a relationship do, right?
Yeah.
Where mixed communication, have a bit of altercations, they figure it out, they move on, right? Also, and they can continue to do that as friends.
Yeah. No, I think so too. But I think that they were going for that when Odyssey was there. They were really leading towards that, like, hey, maybe it's you're a bit of a dick, like I could see them starting to push for that. I think now they're going to retract all of that. We're not going to have that now. But yeah, I don't know. Like, where's Cross gone? Where's the solution? I'm sorry. Where are the Final Testament?
Easy mistake to make.
It is because it's my logo. You fucking fuckface. But hey, okay.
Going back, I did want to go back on what you said. Like, you're saying that you're definitely more invested in Raw. I personally am still invested in both Raw and SmackDown. But it's the stories where I'm probably more invested at the moment are the ones that don't involve titles.
Yeah, I mean, like, even... fuck it. Phid, run the LA Knight moment of the week.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah, but even LA Knight is a bit of a thing now because, like, I don't like his fucking, for one, the vest is fucking stupid. Fuck it off, please. I hate the gold. It's dumb as fuck. But for 2, he feels awesome and strong, but he's getting shit opponents. Santos Escobar is not the person to beat LA Knight. Either is Andrade Idolo at the moment, either is fucking Carmelo Hayes. Like, they are all red herrings in my estimation. They all feel like red herrings. We need to legitimize his reign right now. And what we really need, and as much as it pains me to say it, we need the Maverick to cash in his fucking rematch clause. He needs to beat Logan Paul clean. And then we can move on from there because we haven't seen Logan since then.
And this is also a great spot for the likes of Randy.
Yes. Once he beats Logan Paul, Move on to a legend.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Is Randy now is that lower upper card, upper mid card, right?
Yeah.
And he's still legitimate. He's still a badass. He's still built like a brick shit house,
Finishes are almost the same.
right? And that could be a great story right there. And it's people like him that I think we need to see him defending against and beating to make him feel like a badass.
Yeah,
and people that he can get into a genuine, deep storyline with.
Right now, it's a midding thing because he's wrestling midding guys.
Well, like his story with AJ was great.
Yeah. Where is AJ, by the way?
He walked out, remember?
What? No?
Yeah, no, he walked out months ago.
What for?
Packed a sock and took his ball and went home. I think he's turning up on TNA in the next month or so.
I thought that was just storyline. I'm sure that's just storyline.
No, it was storyline. That is story.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. That's fine. So, if I was WWE, again, you love the fantasy. Everyone does. The high fantasy Warship booking, D&D. Let's roll the fucking D6 on this one here. For me, what I think will happen.
Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative right now. Is Logan Paul needs to come back. Logan Paul needs to say, bro, this has been a mid-championship reign. Me, I'm fucking brand new, bitch. I've been doing this for a couple of years, and every one of my matches meant something. I beat Rey Mysterio. You know, I've beaten legends. Who the fuck are you beating? Santos Escobar? Who are you beating? You beating Carmelo, hey? The NXT bitch with the poo head? The hair with the poo? You beating poo head? Like, you're not on my level, bro. You're proving that you're not on my level. You're proving it with the reign. Sure, I don't have the belt anymore, but you're proving it. You're worse than me, and I don't even have the belt. You know, and then he needs to go, and they need to do that shit. He needs to take it on TV again, the whole deal, and then Logan needs to lose and move on. But then from there, we're going to really need to start building actual credible championship material. Because right now, Carmelo Hayes is not at all. Nowhere near that. Andrade is not. Nowhere near that. I love both of them as wrestlers, but they're not in that particular echelon at this point. They both can be. Santos Escobar in the same way is not. And it feels like there's still some unfinished shit anyway with the LWO, because that feels like the fucking song that will never end, ever.
It's that I feel like the LWO has run its course and they need to...
But they need to be doing their shit in their own corner. They need to be like...
They need to go back to that corner and wind it all up.
Yes, away from other things. The adults are talking, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, and that's no disrespect to any of them at all, because I love everyone in that whole thing. But we're at a spot now where I want to see
Zelina Vega in the women's title picture.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We're getting Machine in there now, and that's excellent.
Amazing. Michin's awesome.
We love that to see Mia Yim in there, but we need to start seeing more. You know, I'd love to see. We're about to get Alexa Bliss. I don't know if you saw the Wyatt 6 thing. That's definitely leading towards Alexa Bliss. Like, that is 1,000,000%. And the way that it has been presented, I'm going to talk on this really quickly because I did a deep dive before. But there was a QR code today on Raw, and it led to the webpage, the blog page, which it's led to in the past with a few new entries in it. And they talk about not wanting to listen to him, but not being able to stop listening to him, not being able to let go of his words. And this whole thing about learning who they were when they were with him and now he's gone and all of that stuff, it all suggests really, really heavily that we're going to see Alexa Bliss return, which I am so here for, because I think that will be another massive injection. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss easily tag team championships, like easily.
Yep,
easy victory there. It legitimizes her. I would like to see, and again, everything we do is spitballing. You know, I'm just throwing shit out here, and you can see the gears turning in my head. I figured it out. I wasn't sure until right now what I wanted to see from Alexa Bliss. I want to keep Bo Dallas as the Fiend. I want Alexa Bliss to be Mr. Rogers. I want her to be the Firefly Funhouse component of the Wyatt Six. I want her to be the polarizing person. And in fact, I would like Alexa Bliss to be the Fiend. And you don't want to let her in.
Oof.
And Alexa Bliss takes the mantle of the Fiend. Because we've been talking about it being Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think that's also another red herring. He doesn't want to do it, for one. But you keep Bo Dallas as Bray Wyatt. You keep him as follow the buzzards. You know, that Bray Wyatt, the bio Bray Wyatt, the
cult leader.
The cult leader, man, that one. You know, that one. Alexa Bliss could easily become the Fiend.
Absolutely.
/ Mr. Rogers.
Absolutely.
And you could get the Wyatt Six involved in it. You could have... Can you imagine? She's like, hi, and does all that stuff. And then it does that, where Mercy the Buzzard is, all of a sudden Dexter Lumis is there for a second, and then he disappears again. And like you know, that Huskus appears, but then all of a sudden you got Joe Gacy. And to me, I know that we don't want that superhuman. You don't need to do that with a women's wrestler. You don't need to turn Alexa Bliss into an unstoppable killing machine like Jason Voorhees, like the Fiend was. But I can see her taking on that mantle.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it at all.
I did want to touch on another thing while we're talking about returning WWE superstars. We've got a WWE superstar returning to Australia.
Yeah, Dad. Oh, my God. Mate,
Grayson Waller coming back to PWA. I did not expect it.
Matthew Wahlberg, you son of a bitch. No, it's awesome, honestly. Like, full credit to everyone over there at WWE, everyone at Titan Towers for saying, hey, yeah, Coliseum's a big deal.
Yeah. And it makes Coliseum feel like a big deal because they're like, yeah, of course you can go back to compete at Coliseum.
In Australia, we've got a couple of events that really, really stand out. Coliseum is one. Reawakening for EPW is one. There are a couple of others as well.
I think there's a big MCW one.
There's a big RCW one. There's a big MCW one. Rites of Passage is usually a big one for RCW. Or Mega Slam is their big one, sorry. But there are, every company sort of has their big one. But there's really only like 3 or 4 that matter. Like matter. Coliseum is one because the gimmick of Coliseum is it's a sword, right? Correct. It's a katana. So if you win Coliseum, you hold the katana, which is a really, really cool concept. I've always loved it. And I think that having Grayson Waller show up, the formerly known as Matty Wahlberg show up, legitimizes PWA. It legitimizes the Coliseum as an event. Whoever wins the Coliseum event will go on to actual legitimacy. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them sign an NXT deal within the month.
Well, the last one was Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yes.
Let me do a
quick site. You have to. I'm going to just say racist stuff, so you have to delete it all. But yes, we'll wait.
Yeah,
please cut all that out. Okay, so we'll cut all that out. Let me do a. So the last person.
Yeah. Yeah. So the last winner.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, Zack Sabre Jr. is not going to WWE anytime soon.
He's going on to big things, though. You know, up and comer.
Yes. Yeah. He's a good one of these ones.
He's a good hand.
You know? But no, it will legitimize another Australian talent will get legitimized. And that's awesome with Delta signing for WWE. And, you know, their eyes are really starting to come onto our faces.
Onto our shores.
Please, thank you. Save that. But yes, no, we're really starting to get some eyes on WWE, on Australian wrestling from WWE at this point. Yeah. So,
and look, there was a theory going around in our group chat, just today. Like, is PWA going to become the feeder from Australia?
I disagree, and that's why I didn't respond.
Yeah,
but because I feel like, with Bonz's connection to the Bullet Club, you're more likely to see PWA become the feeder for New Japan than you are to see it become the feeder for WWE. That being said...
And there's a direct connection between MCW and WWE.
Yeah. And also, we're literally seeing people go in there right now. And, you know, it's just a matter of time before I think we really see NXT Australia become a thing anyway. So... I don't even know where that will spring up. I feel like it needs to be in the middle, though. I feel like it needs to be in South Australia. It makes the most sense to be in Adelaide, I think.
Yeah, so I disagree. I think it needs to be somewhere on the East Coast, not just because I live here, but
You just want it to be in Sydney.
Well, no, I also think it's just a place where there's a bigger population. People, it's easier to fly US superstars in for it and all that sort of thing.
Honestly, Sydney makes sense too. I forget that they're not the same place. So, look, I have never. I've done a lot of. I've driven Adelaide to wrestle, and I've driven to Sydney to wrestle. Driving to Sydney was shit. It was horrible. It took forever. But I feel like it was only an extra 3 or 4 hours between Adelaide and Sydney.
It's wild that you say only 3 or 4 hours. Like, coming from New Zealand, like that's like driving from one end of the country to the other.
So, I mean, it's 8 hours from Victoria, from Ballarat, where I'm from originally, to Adelaide. And then I think it's only an extra 3 or 4 to Sydney from there. So when you think about it that way, it's not so bad. And if I was to drive to your house now, it would take me 3 days.
Yeah.
So from where we are.
I'll put the kettle on now. You'll be here by Saturday.
No, I'm going to go get drunk. I mean, I'm not going to do that. Drink responsibly, children. But I really think that's awesome, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it does for wrestling in Australia in general. And, and I'm heading my way back. I'm starting to feel real good. So I don't think that I will ever see the fruits of this. But hey, wouldn't it be nice to get noticed just a little bit?
Yeah.
We're getting exposure through the podcast for WWE and AEW, and I can talk like a motherfucker.
Look, while we're talking about different states of around Australia and different wrestling events, if you are in Melbourne, PAX weekend, PAX Australia, the big gaming event that happens every year in Melbourne, Saturday, October the 12th, if you're going to be at PAX, I am going to be on a panel with some amazing friends who are all wrestling nerds, but also all gamers, is the Masterpiece Arcade panel on pro wrestling games. So essentially, it's myself, Leah Williams, who's a journalist from Games Hub, Mr. Matty Mouse, and our own Ryan Betson is going to be the referee, but we're just going to be doing a panel arguing why our favourite pro wrestling game is the better pro wrestling game. So it's 7:30 at the Fruitbat Theatre on Saturday, October 12th. So if you're going to be at PAX, come along. We'd love to have you.
I was at PAX. I'm not going to be there. It's okay, guys. Don't worry. I'll have my own PAX with blackjack and hookers.
But no, seriously, come along. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be at PAX all weekend from Friday through to Sunday. If you're going to be there, come say hi. Don't be afraid. Give me a tap on the shoulder. Don't
he
touch
bites
me.
though.
Don't touch.
No, he does bite. He does bite. He's very scared. Loud noises scare him. Flashes scare him as well. So
we do also have something special that's unofficially part of PAX that I'm not allowed to publicly talk about because we don't want to get in trouble with PAX. But I would say PAX Friday, keep an eye on my social media because we've got something pretty cool we've been working on that is pro wrestling related and a part of PAX.
Yeah. So that is a episode of this podcast called Downunder The Ring that you are listening to. The audio ecstasy that you're listening to at this point. That is what an episode looks like. That's what it sounds like. Visual listeners love you to death. Audio listeners just as much. It's been a while since I've been on. A big thank you to Phid for once again gracing us with your presence. Very much so happy to be back here doing this as well. We need to now not only check under the ring for Alexa Bliss, but the rest of the Wired 6 too. But I'm really looking forward to getting myself just a nice little pillow and snuggling down under the ring. Hopefully we'll see you there. And as always, we'll see you next time down under the ring.